Hey guys, happy Monday and welcome to Healing the Family. We are still in our series of the anatomy of the family, but we're going to be here for a minute in dating because one thing that I realized, if you want to marry well, you need to date well. If you don't date well, you're not going to find it easy to try to be in a marriage because you don't know them. They may not even be compatible and you missed all of the signs because you weren't taught how to date well. And so we're going to continue to talk about that. And I can't wait to dive into today's subject. But before I do, I need y'all to do me a favor. Like, subscribe, follow, and share. Whatever platform you're seeing this on, you could be seeing this on YouTube. You could be seeing this on Instagram. You could be seeing this on TikTok. But wherever you are, I need you to make sure that you subscribe to this channel so that you'll be able to get all the videos that's coming out here. All right? All right, baby. I'll see y'all on the other side. All right. So we're going to start talking about dating well. And we're going to talk about the foundation, the two people that are in relationships. The first thing that I want to say, if you want to date well, start with the individual. Start with yourself, okay? And what do I want you to start with? I want you to heal your wounds and not just deal with the symptoms. Many a time, okay, we are just dealing with symptoms, but we're not dealing with the issue. Oh, I just get mad. Or, you know, you have to call me all the time because of this, and I feel like you need to text me all the time, and I got to know where you're going, and I got to know everything about your life. We just met. Why is that a problem? Because that's not the person's problem that you're trying to get to know. It's your problem because you've been wounded, okay? There's no way that let me say this. There's no way that you can go through this life and not be wounded. There's no way that you can go through this life and not have something happen to you. But what you do have to remember is just because I got hurt don't mean I have to stay hurt, okay? You have to learn how to heal your wounds and not just make excuses for the symptoms of being hurt, okay? It's infected. We need to clean that infection out because that wound's been sitting there for a long time and it hasn't been taken care of properly, right? And so that's what's happening to your emotional state, your mental state. You did not deal with those things as they happen, and now everybody's paying the price for your lack of maintenance of your mental health and your emotional health. Let me tell you something. Last year when I was diagnosed with AFib and congestive heart failure, that scared me. And for the first time, I was messed up. I was really messed up. And I was traumatized. I was traumatized by what I had to go through. They had to, shock my heart back into rhythm. For 3 days, they could not get my heart to slow down. Every time I stood up, I almost passed out. So for 3 days, I'm going through a nightmare. I don't have good veins, so I had been stuck in my arm probably almost 40 times, and they were looking at going up here. And my mother was like, "Lady, you better unhand her because I don't think this is gonna work out for you." But anyway, it was traumatizing, and there was even adding on to that, I was wounded. I felt abandoned. There was a guy that wanted to date me. I finally gave him a chance. That next week, I ended up in the hospital with AFib. This dude ghosted me. So his God told him to ghost me, to leave me, not even come check on me, not send a text for months. When I got up on my feet, all of a sudden, here he come. Like, this was God. Get away from me, you weirdo. I had to deal with that in therapy. Because it's like, I felt abandoned. I did. There were so many friends that I thought I had, and I realized, didn't none of them people care about me, And so I had to deal with that in therapy because you want to know why you have to deal with it? Because the next person that comes into your life is going to be punished by the zeros and the trifling individuals that have been in your life. And now you're going to be looking at them through a lens and making them pay for a crime that they did not commit. All right. So after a breakup, a lot of times we lose within ourselves mentally. And it's a mental conversation. We lose value and worth within ourselves. And you need to be able to deal with that. Okay. Just because somebody broke up with you does not mean that something's wrong with you. And it may be. You may need some counseling and you may need some therapy. But here's the thing. Don't allow yourself to be reduced because somebody else didn't see your value. I tell myself often that, I'm rare. I'm a very rare jewel. Okay. I'm that one you've got to make an appointment to come see. You can't just walk back and see me, right? I'm that rare. I'm top shelf. Okay. Reason why I'm top shelf is because I understand my worth. But it took me going through a season where I didn't for me to finally wake up one day and say, you know what? Why would I keep giving? I'm going to put it to you like this. God said this to me one day. He said, Chanel, he said, if you go to a restaurant, do they break out a $10,000 bottle of wine and go from table to table to table, giving free samples? I said, no. He said, then why would you? Y'all, I was like, you know what? You be slapping me with some stuff, but it was real. And so it started making me up my value. Okay. You know, I'm not going to sleep with you. Nope. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing this. This is who I am. I know my worth. And guess what I'm not doing? I'm not settling because you don't. Because, baby, there's somebody that's going to have a high appraisal and be like, oh, yeah, that right there, I need that in my life. So make sure that you're building up your self-worth, because how you see yourself is how somebody else will see you and know exactly what to do and how to treat you. But we got to get you healed enough to be able to see that. Number 3, baby, many of y'all, breaking trauma bonds. Do you know how many people you meet and y'all bonded over your trauma? Not love, trauma. There's a guy I met years ago, okay? And I met him while I was in serious trauma, going through a lot of just hell, right? And we connected. He was like my savior. He was always wanting to rescue me, right? And it took me a long time to realize it. But then when I got healed and now I'm older and I don't need to be rescued, he didn't like it. He liked me broken. He liked me vulnerable. And I'm not going to say completely what I said to him, but I was just like, you know, you liked me when I was this way, but now that I've become a grown woman and I'm standing on my own and I can be able to deal with a lot of stuff myself, you don't like it. You liked it when I was less than. You liked it when I didn't know my worth. But it's too late now. I got it, you know. And that's why even today, still sweeping around that front door. And I'm like, nobody, because now I know my worth. So make sure that you don't allow yourself to get connected to somebody through trauma. Because once you heal, and that's for brothers too. Y'all get hurt, and then you get with that sister, and she's just so loving. Oh, I just want to love on you. I just want to love you into health. Then you get healthy, and you turn around, and you're like, see, what had happened was, you're really nice. You're nice. And, but I think we're better off as friends. Want to know why that happened? Because you went in to try to heal him instead of allowing him to heal himself. And when he got healed, he realized he didn't really like you like that. So what do you have to do? Stop connecting to people over trauma. All right. Number 4, once you start getting healed, then you'll have boundaries. Your boundaries come because of your self-worth, and they'll give you what's called non-negotiables. Know your non-negotiables. It's like me, a deal breaker. If you get high and drink and cigarette, don't come over here. Don't even waste your time. You don't even apply. Don't nothing. Because those are deal breakers for me. There's a guy that I would have married, and all of a sudden he started doing all this stuff, and I was like, next. And somebody's like, dang, Chanel, just like that? Yes. Because, you know, at that point, I'm like, you know, I'm like, I still want kids, and I don't want that in my house, and I don't want to see that. And I you know, I don't want that example in my home, because I have kids. I want my sons to see something different. And so, you know, you have to make that decision, and you have non-negotiables of what you're not going to do and what you just, for your life. It don't fit into your life. You have to, you know, I am around a lot of people that I don't want that around. It just doesn't look good. So for me, you can do what you want. So you don't have no brain cells. But for me, I had to make the best decision. And those are your non-negotiables that you, when you get healed, you realize what you don't like. And then you say, and I'm not going to change. I'm not going to exchange on that. Number 5, healing helps with your intuition. Trust it. Baby, if you look at a brother and be like, nope, trust it. Because it's a deja vu moment. You've already met this joker before. You've already heard it all before. You done heard it all before, baby. Trust that, all right? So these are some things that we're going to continue to, I'm going to dive into these deeper over the next couple of weeks, because I want to make sure that you're taking the time to heal and heal correctly, because we want to date and date well. Guys, have a wonderful Monday, and I'll talk to you later.